Welcome back, guys, it's Frank here, and today I'm going to be showing you what my monthly revenue for my 10,000 subscriber channel was for the whole year of 2023. Before we dig into the numbers, you have to know that I'm not doing this video to brag about anything. I'm doing this video to show you the reality of being a small content creator. There's plenty of creators out there doing videos showing you how much they make, and most of the times they're showing success stories and they're showing numbers that are really high, and I think those numbers are way out of proportion when we look at the reality of being a content creator. I used to look at those numbers before being monetized on YouTube, and I thought that after putting in the hard work I was gonna see a big payoff, and believe me when I say it's not the way you think. Like, for example, in the last 28 days I have posted more than 20 videos and I don't see a big difference in revenue from last month. So being consistent in YouTube is not really the key to success. I mean, it probably gets you closer to being successful, but there's way more than that. And now let's go ahead and dig into the numbers. I don't want to make this intro super long. Starting on January, I had a revenue of $361.48 with an average of $10 per day, I would say, with our lowest day being $7.27, which was actually the last day of the month. We posted 12 videos. It was all videos, no live streams, no shorts, just 12 videos, long form content. And this is our revenue for January. We had a total of 214,000 views, which means that we had an RPM of $1.69. And the reason I'm showing you my RPM is to show you the reality of being a small content creator. You're not gonna have a $15, $20 RPM like many of the YouTubers show you will have. Trust me, it takes time for your RPM to go up even within the same content category. I know that you might have the idea that different categories will make you way more money, and yes, that is true. Different categories build different audiences, which means that there's a difference in revenue. But as a small content creator, your RPM will not be the same even if you were to be doing the same content as a big content creator. Moving on to the next month, we had a revenue of $259.98, close to $260. But as you can see, we only posted 2 videos in here. So I'm not really complaining. Our revenue stayed pretty consistent compared to the month before, even though we only posted 2 videos, and the month before we posted more than 15. So I'm not really complaining here. That means that our videos were still being watched from the previous month and we made more than $200. Our RPM was still pretty similar, $1.63. But this time we had lower views. We had 159,000 views. And we move on to March. Again, I spent a while without posting any content, where, as you can see, I didn't post any content for the beginning. The reason I wasn't posting back then is because I was moving. So I was moving from my old home to an apartment. I don't even live in that apartment anymore. I moved again to a house, but I had moved to an apartment and I was still setting everything up, and I didn't really feel like making videos. But as you can see, halfway through March, I started posting content again. I wouldn't say it was pretty consistent, but it was way more than posting nothing in the prior weeks. And our revenue for that month was $305.66 with an RPM of $1.79 and a total amount of views of 170,000 views. Now, trust me when I say that our RPM will get better later on in this video. And I just want to show you my whole process throughout the whole year as a small content creator. Again, I think our average for March is around the $10 mark, with our highest day being $15.29 and our lowest day being $7.25. Now here comes April, and as you can see, in April we made $329.49. We again stayed pretty consistent throughout the first half of April, but then I stopped again. And the reason I stopped posting right here in April 11th is because I started doing deliveries in a delivery app. Probably if I would have posted more content, our revenue would have been higher this month, but I was doing deliveries and I really didn't have time to make content. Being honest with you, in this moment, I kind of gave up. I was like, I'm done with YouTube. I'm just gonna stop posting. I'm not really seeing a big growth in here. As you can see, our views were 208,000 views, but our RPM was even lower than last month with $1.56. So even though I was posting more content, I wasn't seeing a big difference in revenue or views. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go do deliveries and like get a job and forget about all of this. Moving on to May, as you can see, we posted 3 videos right at the beginning, and then we stopped posting for a while. I did some live streams just for fun to hang out with the subscribers. Then we posted a couple more videos and then one more live stream that month. As you can see, our revenue for that month was $320 with 89 cents with an RPM of $1.49 and a total amount of views of 212,000. Again, around the same views, but an even lower RPM this month. I don't know what was happening on YouTube. Even though I was making the same type of content, my RPM kept going lower and lower every month. I think the reason my RPM was going lower every time is because my viewers was changing from the United States to a bunch of other different countries, and many of those countries weren't English speakers and my videos are on English. So I guess that's the reason why my RPM was going lower. As you might know, the region of your audience really impacts your RPM. I guess that's the reason my numbers were going even lower. And at this point, I was like, you know what? I don't know what to do. I'm giving up 100%. But then I realized something. And if we pay attention here to our revenue, we see that it started the month below the $10 mark. But as the month was closing, it started going up really slowly, but it started going up to around $15 per day. And if we move on to the next month, which is June, we see that as soon as we started June, our content kept going up from the $15 mark to $20. I started seeing an improvement here, and if we see our revenue, we made $661 with 83 cents that month. That is because I have one singular video take off, and that singular video, as you can see down here, it's responsible for a lot of the revenue from that month. $255 came from one singular video, and I discussed the numbers and the analytics of that video in the last video I posted on this channel, Frank Munoz. And let me remind you to subscribe because I'm going to be posting a lot of content on this channel. This month was a really good month with the average day being above $20. We had an RPM of $2.02 and a total amount of views of 324,000, making us again the total of $661. Our RPM went up due to that video that I posted, which had a higher RPM than the videos I have posted in the past. I assume most of you know this, but if you don't, I have to remind you that your RPM will vary video to video. It's not a channel thing. It's not like if your channel has a $2 RPM, every single one of your videos will have a $2 RPM. It really depends on the content that you're making. So if you post a gaming video today, you might have a $1.50 RPM, but tomorrow if you post a financial video, you might have a $5 RPM, and your revenue will be much higher for that video, and your channel average will change. So it's not really a channel thing, it's more a video to video thing. Moving on to the next month, which is July, we have a revenue of $726, and watch this, we posted no videos for July. So I guess July was a really good month because we had no content at all and we had $726. That was literally passive income. That's the most passive it gets. And not only did we make $726 with 60 cents, but as a little bonus in here, our website made us $476. In the first video I posted on this channel titled How I Turned Minecraft into My Full-Time Job, I explained how I built my website around my YouTube channel. And when my YouTube channel is doing good, I make more money on my website. As you can see, July was a very good month. $726 with no content posted, a total amount of views of 315,000, and a revenue per mile of $2.28. Again, a little bit more than half of the revenue came from a singular video, which is the same video that was doing great the month before that. $384 came from one video. Moving on to the next month, you can see that we had a revenue of $510, again, with no content posted. The reason I wasn't posting content is because, again, I was moving once again, and moving was really tough this time. I had no internet at the beginning, and honestly, I physically and mentally didn't feel like posting content on YouTube, even though I probably missed a golden opportunity here because one of my videos was doing great. So if I posted more content, this channel probably would have gone up a lot. But if you're not feeling it, you're just not gonna do it. I don't know if you guys get me. I don't know if you felt this way before, where maybe your channel is doing great, but you mentally don't feel like recording videos, and you just don't want to record any videos because you know it's gonna be bad because you don't feel like doing it. So I just didn't do it. I just let everything happen. The revenue was really good, $510 with 35 cents, an RPM of $2.38, and the total amount of views was 211,000. Our biggest earner was that same video. It was still doing great 3 months after it being posted, and you'll be surprised how good that video is doing up to today. That video is still doing good today, the last day of the year. Let's move on to September, where we had a revenue of $405 with 2 cents and only 2 videos posted. I remember I posted those 2 videos because a new update of Minecraft had came out, and since a new update had come out, I was like, you know what, let me just do 2 videos. I still wasn't really feeling that great emotionally, but I still posted 2 videos just because I was like, why the hell not? As you can see, our RPM had gone up a lot that month compared to the beginning of the year, where we had an RPM of $1.80. Now we have $1 extra per 1,000 views, and we have a total amount of views of 140,000. Moving on to October, which is barely 3 months ago, we see that we have a revenue of $384. We went back to posting no videos at all, but we still had a revenue of $384, which honestly, I can't complain. I mean, I wasn't putting any work at all into YouTube, and I was still making revenue, and honestly, this was great. And as you can see on the website, that month we made $333, so I made around $700 between the website and the channel. I was also doing my deliveries here and there. I made enough money to pay the bills and survive, but again, I wasn't going through my best moment personally, so I wasn't really posting a lot of content. We move on now to November, where we only posted 1 video at the beginning of the month, but we still had a better revenue than the month before, with $421.47 in total for the month of November, and only 127,000 views. As you can see, our RPM is improving a lot in here, where we have a $3.25 RPM. So even though we had way less views than previous month, we had more revenue than some of the other months where we had more views, and that's simply because the RPM had improved. If we go to our earners this month, we could see that there's 1 video still carrying the whole channel. This video is just carrying the channel in its back. It's just like, you know what, come with me, I'll make sure you make some money. So this video made us $245 months after it was posted. So that was great to see that that video was still doing good. That was in November, and now comes December, the month that we are on, where I'm finally being way more active in this channel, and we made a total of $635 with 92 cents with a total of 163,000 views and an RPM of $3.44, which is close to the $4, and it's honestly way better than I had done any other month, because if we stay consistent, I know I could get the views up, and if that RPM stays consistent, I know that I'm gonna make way more money, and we could probably pass the $1,000 mark soon. Also, the website has done good this month with around $419 earned, with our highest day being $47 in one day, and our lowest day probably being this one right here with $5.14. And it is still 3 p.m, so we can make more money later on today. And yeah, this is the revenue for this month. Our highest day was on Christmas, $58, and our lowest day was $12.21, which, if you pay attention, it's the same day that we had our lowest day on the website, and our highest day on the YouTube channel was also the highest day on the website. I mean, that day between the YouTube channel and the website, I made more than $100. I also have other YouTube channels that are in Spanish that make me around 50 cents to $1 per day. So that always helps a little bit with my total income. And when the AdSense payments come, they're a little bit higher than I see here, because it's all the channels combined. Now, if we pay attention to the video that made the most money this month, it's the same video from previous month with a total of $468, proving me and proving you that are watching this how important one video could be for your channel. And the crazy thing is that that video is really around 4 minutes, and I just made it because I was like, you know what, I want to make something. I don't want to just have the channel die. I'm gonna post this video, and I posted that video, and I really expected that video to fail. As a matter of fact, that if we pay attention to the beginning when I posted this video, it was way below what it should have been. As you can see, the typical period for my channel around 15 days is 1,000 to 4,000 views, and this video had 300 views. I really expected this video to completely fail. However, there was a point where it just took off, and as you can see, it has made $2,114 with 435,000 views, giving me more than 1,000 subscribers in my tutorial channel. I really hope that you take away from this video, it's that small content creators don't really make those crazy numbers that you might see in other videos. I have seen other videos where people show that they made $9,000 in a month, $5,000, and hopefully it happens to a lot of you and you make a lot of money. But I have a couple friends who are content creators, and they're also small content creators, and their numbers are pretty similar to mine, and many of them have even lower numbers. I mean, there is a reason why 90% of YouTubers fail. So this year, I would say YouTube was kind of nice to me. It was a really good side income combined with my website and the other channels. And this coming year, 2024, it's gonna be a great year, not only for me, but hopefully for those of you watching this. And also, like I said, I want you to know that it's completely normal, that if you're not feeling it, you don't have to post videos all the time. We all go through things, and you're not forced to post content. So if you want to enjoy what you're doing, just do it when you feel good. And I don't know when this video turned into like a live coaching session, but like, I just want you to know that it's totally normal to not feel like posting videos. It's totally normal to then go through a period where you post like 10 videos in 2 days. It's okay. It's your channel. Enjoy the process and do whatever it takes for you to learn and hopefully be more consistent and get the numbers up. And before we finish this video, I would like for you guys to let me know in the comments, how were your numbers this year? What was your RPM? Do you see any improvement throughout the year? Do you see a difference in RPM? And how are your expectations for your YouTube channel in 2024? Make sure you comment using your channel so we can follow your journey and we can help out each other. Don't forget to watch the next video where I go a little bit more in depth into CPM and RPM so you can have a better insight into specific videos within my channel. Bye bye.